You ever seen a wedding so messy it looked more like a season finale? Because what went down in Atlanta wasn't holy matrimony, it was holy mayhem. Tiny didn't just crash SHEKINAH's secret wedding, she dragged her. Literally. In front of guests, cameras, and a very confused T.I. who stood frozen like he'd just walked into his own funeral. Rumor has it, this wasn't just any ceremony, this was the hidden wedding that SHEKINAH thought would finally crown her as the new Mrs. Harris. But when Tiny showed up, veil snatched, voice shaking, and screamed, "You stole my husband," the entire room turned into the most chaotic red carpet moment Atlanta has ever seen. Guests say SHEKINAH tried to play innocent until Tiny reached forward and snatched that lace front clean off. The video? Leaked. The screams? Unforgettable. And T.I. just standing there in disbelief while his ex-wife and alleged side chick went full WWE at the altar. So how did we get here? How did a secret wedding turn into public humiliation? And who's really behind the leak that made the internet implode overnight? Buckle up, because this isn't a love story. It's a revenge plot gone viral. Atlanta's streets been loud before, but not this loud. You could feel the tension in the air like hairspray before a flame. It started with a rumor, a whisper on social media that SHEKINAH Joe was planning a secret wedding. A quiet little ceremony outside the city, away from cameras, away from judgment. Except, nothing in Atlanta stays secret for long. Not when it involves Tiny Harris, not when it involves T.I., and definitely not when the whole thing smells like betrayal wrapped in designer perfume. Now, everyone knows the messy history. Tiny and SHEKINAH, once best friends, glued tighter than lashes in a windstorm. They built their brand on laughter, loyalty, and loud opinions. Tiny was the calm, SHEKINAH was the chaos. But then came the accusations, the backstabbing lives, and the infamous "I made you" meltdown that split them like bad extensions. Years later, fans thought it was over. Turns out, that fallout was just the trailer. The main movie hadn't even started. Fast forward to last weekend. A small, luxury villa on the outskirts of Atlanta, candlelight, soft jazz, and a guest list that looked suspiciously short. People thought it was just another influencer event, but insiders say it was a wedding. Not just any wedding, SHEKINAH's wedding. To who? Well, that's where the drama starts boiling. According to multiple anonymous sources, including one who claimed to be the hairstylist's cousin, SHEKINAH wasn't marrying a random man. She was allegedly saying "I do" to someone connected to Tiny's world. Someone the internet's been side-eyeing for years. And when word got back to Tiny, oh, baby, it was over. She reportedly told her assistant, "I ain't sending no text. I'm pulling up." By the time Tiny arrived, the ceremony had just begun. The preacher had barely said "Dearly beloved" when the doors swung open and there she was, in full glam, no security, just fury. Witnesses said the room froze. You could hear the champagne bubbles stop fizzing. SHEKINAH looked like she'd seen a ghost, or worse, a ghost with receipts. One guest told Gossip Spill Vibe anonymously, SHEKINAH tried to smile, like everything was cool, but Tiny wasn't there for no hugs. She said, "You really thought I wouldn't find out?" And everyone went dead silent. T.I., whose sources claim was invited as a mentor, stood near the front, trying to play Switzerland. But Tiny wasn't buying it. She walked straight up the aisle, heels clicking like gunshots, and said the line that's now breaking the internet. "You stole my husband on camera. At least let me see how good the wig holding up." And then chaos. Multiple phones caught what happened next. In one clip, you can see SHEKINAH backing up near the altar, pleading, "Tiny, please don't do this here." Tiny raises her hand, grabs a handful of lace, and rips. Gasps, screams, flashes, like a movie set. The wig came off clean, leaving SHEKINAH holding her vows in one hand and her dignity in the other. The DJ froze. The preacher walked off. T.I.'s face, priceless. Somewhere between shock and, "I knew this day would come." Now here's where it gets wild. Within hours, that footage hit the internet. Not one clip, 3 different angles. One vertical, one wide, one security cam style. And you know what that means? This wasn't a random leak. Somebody planned this. Someone wanted the world to see it. Bloggers jumped on it immediately. Tiny exposes SHEKINAH, Atlanta wig massacre. I in shock at secret wedding showdown. Every headline got messier than the last. Some claimed Tiny had the video pre-recorded. Others swore she wore a mic to catch every word. A few even said it was all part of a reality show pilot that never got greenlit. But fans weren't buying the show excuse. They know raw pain when they see it. Tiny wasn't acting. Her voice cracked. Her hands shook. This was personal. One fan commented, "She didn't come for clout. She came for closure." Another wrote, "The way T and I looked like he wanted to evaporate. That's not scripted." Meanwhile, SHEKINAH tried to laugh it off on live. "Ain't nobody snatched nothing," she said, wearing a bright pink bonnet. But viewers noticed the lace marks on her forehead and the shaky hands. One person commented, "You can't lie when your edges already told the truth." Behind the scenes, though, things got darker. A so-called insider, reportedly a guest who fled mid-chaos, leaked an entire group chat between SHEKINAH's bridesmaids. In it, they discuss keeping phones ready just in case Tiny shows up. That means they knew there was a chance. One text even said, "If she comes, let her see it. Let her know who really won." That line flipped everything, because suddenly, this wasn't just a betrayal story. It was a setup. Tiny walking into that ceremony might have been the trap, not the attack. You see, sources claim SHEKINAH allegedly tipped off T.I. about the event weeks earlier, hinting she was planning a symbolic union. T.I., in his usual diplomatic tone, told her he wished her peace. But Peace doesn't usually wear a beige suit and diamond cufflinks, the same ones he wore when he renewed vows with Tiny years ago. And that's when fans started connecting dots no one wanted connected. In a freeze frame of the leaked video, right before Tiny snatched the wig, you can spot something glinting on SHEKINAH's hand, a gold band with initials carved inside. Zoomed-in photos appear to show a T and an H. Viewers speculated it stood for Tamika Harris, Tiny's full name. If that's true, either SHEKINAH bought it secondhand, or she was wearing Tiny's old ring. Now imagine being Tiny, walking into a wedding where your ex-best friend is wearing your ring, reciting vows to your husband, in your city. That's not drama. That's psychological warfare with a DJ playlist. After the footage dropped, the villa's owner spoke anonymously to a local Atlanta blogger. They said, "We rent this place for private events, but this one was strange. Cameras everywhere, NDAs on the caterers, and one guest asked if we had Wi-Fi strong enough for a live stream." A live stream of a secret wedding. You see the pattern? This wasn't a mistake. This was an event designed to leak. Tiny's PR team tried to do damage control, releasing a statement claiming Mrs. Harris was attending an event she believed was a business collaboration. But fans weren't buying it. They flooded her. Comments with fire emojis and prayers, calling her the real queen of composure. Meanwhile, SHEKINAH doubled down, posting a cryptic message on Instagram. "When God moves people out your life, don't go chasing them back, even if they bring cameras." But fans noticed she turned off comments, the digital version of running out the room mid-argument. By this point, the story was everywhere. TikTok edits, reaction videos, even parody skits. People were recreating the wig snatch moment with captions like, "Tiny said bows? Nah, Tiny said vengeance." But deep down, everyone wanted to know one thing. How did that footage get out so fast? The timestamps didn't match guests' uploads. The lighting angles looked professional. That's when a tech blogger stepped in, claiming the clips were uploaded from a production-grade device. You know what that means? This wasn't some guest recording. This was an official camera, which raises the biggest question yet. Was this entire wedding, this entire blow-up, actually part of something way bigger? Maybe a show? A documentary? A setup meant to destroy someone's image before they could rebuild it? And if so, who was the real target, SHEKINAH or Tiny? Because someone walked away from that altar bald and broken, and it wasn't just about a wig. And the more you look into it, the clearer it becomes, this wedding wasn't a love story. It was a battlefield.
And Tiny?
She didn't start the war. She just decided to finish it. The moment Tiny's hand gripped that wig, Atlanta history was made. Within hours, hashtags like #WeddingWigWar, #Tiny vs. Shekinah, and #TI-in-Shock took over social media. Everyone wanted to know who leaked the footage, who recorded what, and who was behind the chaos. Because let's be real, this wasn't no random meltdown. This was planned like a music video, filmed like a crime scene, and posted like a premiere. By sunrise, blogs had slowed the footage down frame by frame. You could see T.I in the background, mouth slightly open, frozen like someone watching their entire life collapse in 4K. The preacher?
Gone.
Guests? Ducking behind floral centerpieces. But one detail stood out. 2 men in black suits standing near the exit with earpieces. Not security, not family. Industry sources claim they were production handlers hired to manage the scene. And that's when the whispers began. Was this wedding actually part of an unreleased docuseries pilot? One insider, allegedly a lighting tech, told Gossip Spill Vibe that there were professional cameras hidden in floral arrangements. They had GoPros in the roses, he said. It wasn't no wedding. It was content. Still, the story didn't just blow up because of what happened. It blew up because of what came next. At 10 a.m. the morning after, Shekinah went live, crying, cursing, praying, and dragging everyone who said she was the villain. "Y'all think I invited that lady?" she shouted. "I told security, don't let her in. They said she came with T.I. I didn't know she was gone, snatch me like that." Her voice cracked mid-rant. She said Tiny destroyed her big day, but the internet wasn't showing sympathy. Viewers spammed the comments with gifs of wigs flying and captions like, "Should've glued it tighter." But as the memes piled up, the truth started slipping through. An anonymous DM sent to multiple gossip accounts claimed Shekinah knew Tiny was coming. It read, "She told us to stay ready with cameras. Said if Tiny pulled up, she wanted the world to see who won." That wasn't fear. That was strategy. So what really happened? Did Shekinah plan the ambush or underestimate Tiny's rage? Meanwhile, Tiny disappeared from social media completely. No lives, no captions, no hints. Just one black Instagram story with a text, "The truth don't need no filter." And when Tiny goes silent, that's when the city starts talking. A friend of hers, known only as K, spilled to a local ATL radio show that Tiny had been tipped off days before. She got a text that said, "Your ex-friend about to play with your name again." She didn't believe it until she saw the invite. She went there to confront her privately, not to fight. But once Shekinah smiled and said, "You late to your own replacement," it was over. Replacement. That word triggered the entire explosion. Because if that's true, then this wasn't about T.I, it was about power. Shekinah had allegedly been trying to outshine Tiny for years. From the reality TV arguments to the who made who debates, there had always been tension. But this was a declaration of dominance. And yet, the biggest twist came not from the fight, but from the footage metadata. Tech analysts who downloaded the clips discovered they were uploaded from an account linked to a production label owned by T.I. Yeah, his company's name showed up in the data logs. That means one of his cameras or someone in his team leaked the video first. Now, why would T.I.'s own brand release something that humiliating? Maybe to control the narrative. Maybe to bury Shekinah before she could spin her side. Or maybe, like insiders say, because T.I.'s new documentary deal needed raw, unpredictable emotion. Whatever the reason, the backlash was instant. Corporate sponsors started quietly distancing themselves. Commentators called it the lowest moment in ATL celebrity history. Others said it was karma finally catching up. By midweek, journalists had uncovered another shocking detail. The venue contract was signed under an alias, Mrs. S.J. Harris. The initials? Shekinah Joe, using Tiny's married last name. That wasn't an accident. That was psychological warfare. According to a caterer interviewed by Spill Atlanta Daily, Shekinah introduced herself at the rehearsal dinner as Mrs. Harris-to-be. The room went silent. Even the DJ stopped mid-song. One guest said it felt like She was mocking Tiny in real time. And yet, the strangest part is that nobody could find a legal marriage certificate afterward. No paperwork, no registration, no official record, which means it wasn't a legal wedding. It was symbolic, just a performance, a stage play disguised as a sacred vow. But if it wasn't real, then what exactly was it? Revenge content? A power move? A delusion? The gossip mill kept spinning. One theory claimed SHEKINAH partnered with a small production crew to film an empowerment documentary about moving on from toxic friendships. The wedding was meant to symbolize closure. But when Tiny crashed it, the closure turned into chaos, and the chaos turned into views. And SHEKINAH didn't stop there. Days later, she posted a TikTok lip-syncing to Nicki Minaj's Roman Revenge, wearing a blonde wig and mouthing the words, "You played the bad guy, but don't blame me." The caption read, "Ain't no sympathy" when you started the story. Fans interpreted that as a direct shot at Tiny. The post racked up 500,000 likes in 24 hours, but it also brought in Tiny's defenders. "Girl, she made you. Sit down." One comment read. Another said, "You lost the fight and the wig. Now you try no in the internet." But the internet's patience was running out. People wanted clarity. And when the Atlanta scene released drone footage showing T.I. leaving the villa moments after the altercation, holding 2 cell phones and whispering to a cameraman, the story exploded again. What was he saying? Why did he look calm while everyone else panicked? Some say he muttered, "That's the shot we needed." Others claim he said, "Turn the feed off." Either way, it painted T.I. not as a victim, but as a director of his own scandal. Meanwhile, lawyers got involved. The villa owner reportedly received cease and desist letters from 3 different attorneys. Tiny's team wanted all footage destroyed. SHEKINAH's team demanded access to her intellectual property. And T.I.'s lawyers? They went ghost. No comment. No statements. Just silence, the kind that means something's brewing. Online, the debate split the fandom. Some said Tiny deserved better. Others said SHEKINAH had a right to move on. But everyone agreed on one thing. Nobody expected to see a wig fly across the altar. By Friday night, the Shade Room posted a compilation titled "Wedding from Hell," the full breakdown. It got 3 million views in one day. And buried deep in the footage was a frame-by-frame analysis showing what looked like a small red light on Tiny's dress, a body mic. That discovery flipped everything again. Because if Tiny was wearing a mic, she knew she was being filmed. Which means, maybe she didn't crash the wedding. Maybe she knew about it all along. Was she set up or setting them up? Was this an ambush or payback captured perfectly for public sympathy? That's when an anonymous Twitter account posted the line that sent chills through the fandom. Tiny wasn't invited. She was scheduled. Nobody knows who wrote it, but insiders swear it came from someone on the production crew. So now, the question hanging over Atlanta isn't who threw the first punch, it's who wrote the script. Because when the wig hit the floor, the truth hit harder. And the deeper you dig, the more it looks like this wedding wasn't just personal. It was professional, planned, funded, and filmed, with T.I. smack in the middle, watching his empire burn while pretending to be shocked. But the final twist? There's still one video clip that hasn't leaked. One labeled Scene 3, after the snatch. Insiders say it shows something so explosive, even gossip outlets refuse to post it. And that's where things go from scandal to disaster. That missing clip, the one everyone called Scene 3, after the snatch, finally surfaced 2 days later. It didn't leak through gossip pages this time. It dropped in a private Discord server used by ATL videographers. Within 15 minutes, someone screen recorded it and sent it to the blogs. The clip opens with handheld footage. The altar's wrecked, flowers scattered, SHEKINAH's wig halfway across the floor like evidence. Tiny's breathing hard, hands trembling, still shouting, "You played me on camera." The crowd is frozen, except T.I., who's whispering to the cameraman, "Keep rolling." That line broke the internet. Keep rolling? So, while 2 women's lives were imploding, the man in the middle wanted better coverage? Viewers slowed the audio down, enhanced it, subtitled it, argued over it for days. Some heard guilt, others heard direction. But either way, it proved one thing. This wasn't chaos by accident. It was a show, and T.I. might have been its director. The next morning, Gossip Spill Vibe inbox exploded with anonymous messages. One claimed to be a runner from the production. They had two versions of the script, one where Tiny forgives SHEKINAH, one where she snaps. They said whichever felt more real would make the cut. Another message read, T.I. told them to push Tiny till she reacts. If that's true, then Tiny's meltdown wasn't impulsive, it was engineered. The emotional equivalent of lighting a match in a fireworks factory. Meanwhile, SHEKINAH broke her silence again. A tearful live at 3 a.m., shot at her car, mascara running, voice shaking. They made me think it was redemption. They told me it'd heal old wounds. Now I'm the meme, the clown, the bald bride. In the background, you could hear gospel music faintly playing. She ended the stream whispering, "They used me." Tiny, still silent, became the internet's symbol of controlled rage. People edited her wig snatch moment into motivational TikToks. "Know your worth," one caption said. Another, "Protect your peace, even if you gotta snatch it." Her follower count tripled. Brands she hadn't worked with in years slid back into her DMs. Pain monetized. Then came the investigative twist no one saw coming. A journalist from Atlanta Mirror Daily traced the villa's Wi-Fi logs. The device that uploaded the first wedding clip belonged to an account registered as Grand Hustle Media LLC, T.I.'s own company. It was his equipment, his password, his IP. The paper posted screenshots. Within hours, T.I.'s legal team issued a statement calling it fabricated data. But the metadata didn't lie. Now the narrative flipped. T.I., not Tiny or SHEKINAH, had the motive. With his music plateauing and his image slipping, a scandal-based docuseries could resurrect his relevance. A redemption arc disguised as dysfunction. Except the chaos got too real, too fast. Industry insiders claimed streaming platforms were bidding on the raw footage before it even leaked. One executive allegedly said, "If Zeus Network doesn't buy it, Netflix might." Because in today's fame economy, tragedy sells faster than talent. By week's end, the Atlanta PD confirmed they'd received multiple complaints of assault and property damage from the venue owner. No arrests, just statements. But legal analysts warned Tiny could face a civil suit if SHEKINAH pressed charges. She didn't. Instead, she lawyered up, not for violence, but for defamation and emotional distress. Her lawyer's press conference became instant meme culture. Ms. Joe's hairline is recovering physically, but not emotionally. Reporters almost laughed, but the tone was dead serious. The claim sought $500,000 in damages. T.I., meanwhile, disappeared from the spotlight. Rumors placed him in Miami rebranding. Others swore he was editing the footage himself, trying to salvage the project into something presentable. A producer leaked an email allegedly from him. "Turn pain into profit. They'll hate it, then watch it." The internet's reaction? Brutal. Hashtags flipped from hashtag pray for Tiny to hashtag cancel T today overnight. Old scandals resurfaced. People reposted every shady moment from his past interviews. He'd wanted attention, he got it, just not the kind that books stadium tours. Still, questions lingered. Who invited Tiny? Who tipped her off? A new leak solved it. Security cam audio from the villa's back gate captured T.I.'s voice minutes before the crash-in. "Yeah, let her in. She's supposed to be here." There it was. Proof that Tiny hadn't stormed in uninvited. She'd been allowed in. Which meant the explosion that followed was foreseen. Maybe even rehearsed. Fans felt sick. One tweet summed it up. He weaponized two women's emotions for views. Atlanta deserves reparations. Meanwhile, Tiny finally broke her silence in a sit-down interview, tear-streaked but composed. "I thought I was walking into closure," she said softly. "I didn't know I was walking onto a set." When the interviewer asked if she still loved T.I., she paused. "Love ain't the problem," she said. "It's the camera that never turns off." That quote went viral. People clipped it, remixed it, printed it on hoodies. The camera that never turns off. a phrase so haunting it became the slogan for every new gossip video dissecting celebrity exploitation. But the final blow came from SHEKINAH herself. 1 week later, she uploaded an unseen behind-the-scenes clip from her phone, T.I. adjusting his mic, grinning, saying, "This gon' break the internet." The caption read, "It did, but it broke me first." The comment section turned into a digital war zone. Tiny's supporters flooding with hearts. SHEKINAH's fans defending her pain. Everyone demanding T.I.'s apology that never came. Behind the curtain, lawyers kept tightening their grip. The villa owner sued all three for property damage and unauthorized filming. The pastor resigned from his church after footage of him fleeing mid-ceremony went viral with trap beat remixes. Even the caterer dropped a tell-all TikTok titled, "I was there when the wig flew." In the end, no one walked away clean. Tiny gained sympathy, but lost privacy. SHEKINAH gained empathy, but lost credibility. And T.I.? He gained what he'd wanted most, attention, but in the most radioactive way possible. 3 months later, streaming platforms quietly passed on his docuseries. Sponsors never returned. But the footage kept circulating, pirated and reposted, immortalizing that one chaotic second where everything fell apart. And that's the cruel truth of viral culture. Once your pain hits the timeline, it stops belonging to you. To this day, people argue over who the real victim was. Some say Tiny, betrayed twice, by friendship and by faith. Others say SHEKINAH, manipulated into a humiliation spectacle. And a few, cynical as ever, say all three knew exactly what they were doing. But one thing no one argues about? The wig. That poor wig became legend. Displayed in memes, merch, even Halloween costumes. Proof that in 2025, fame isn't built on talent. It's built on trauma. In a leaked group chat months later, a former crew member wrote, "They said they wanted reality. Well, they got it. Just not the ending they planned." And maybe that's the saddest part. Because underneath all the filters, lights, and viral edits, 3 people who once called each other family turned their pain into programming. And the world watched, laughing, judging, sharing, while they destroyed themselves frame by frame. When asked if she'd ever forgive T.I., Tiny answered quietly, "Forgiveness is free. But peace? Peace costs everything." The interviewer asked if she'd ever work with SHEKINAH again. She smirked, "Only if the wig budget's bigger." That line closed the interview and the saga. Or so we thought. Because 2 nights later, TMZ posted grainy footage of Tiny and SHEKINAH leaving the same Atlanta restaurant. No yelling, no cameras, just silence. Maybe closure. Maybe another season. And somewhere, probably watching from a distance, T.I. smirked again because even when the fire's out, the smoke still sells. In this city, betrayal isn't the end of a story. It's the start of the next headline. This was Gossip Spill Vibe, where rumors have receipts, drama never dies, and every secret eventually finds its spotlight. This story isn't ending. It's just beginning. So now that the wigs have flown, the vows are ruined, and Atlanta's jaw is still on the floor. What do you really think went down? Was Tiny the betrayed wife who finally snapped? Was SHEKINAH the innocent pawn who got played for ratings? Or was T.I. the secret puppet master pulling the strings while pretending to look shocked? Because if this scandal proved anything, it's that in today's world, pain is a business, and somebody's always holding the camera. You can't tell if these people are healing or hustling, forgiving or finessing, breaking down or breaking records. And that's the real tragedy. When love turns into content, every heartbreak becomes a highlight reel. Some say Tiny walked in for closure. Some say SHEKINAH planned her revenge. And others swear T.I. sold his own downfall to stay relevant. But we'll never know who's lying, who's acting, or who's just caught in the edit. What we do know is that every time they say, "The cameras are off," the story somehow keeps going. So what's your take? Who do you believe? Who do you blame? And more importantly, who leaked Scene 3? Drop your theories below, because this saga ain't over till somebody finally confesses. If you're addicted to the drama, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications, because around here, the tea never stops boiling. This is Gossip Spill vibe, where rumors come with receipts, heartbreaks come with headlines, and every secret eventually gets spilled. This story isn't ending. It's just beginning.